So, 3 states have cast their votes so far in the primary. What's your take on all of this?
I'm facing east and I'm praying. So here's what look. My take on it is we have a long way to go. This is not insightful, but Bernie Sanders is a front runner, and then after Super Tuesday, if nothing changes, he'll be the presumptive nominee. Right. And something has to change between where we are today and when that happens.
So not after South Carolina, after Super Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
That's 4. And you got to have more diverse. Here's what I would just step back. Both if you look at President Clinton's elections, President Obama's elections, and you look at the 2 national elections that were midterm, 2006 and 2018, the playbook is pretty straightforward. All of them come out of the same playbook, which is you really do really well in the urban areas, really good outside in the suburban areas, and don't get killed in the rural parts. That's how you win. Bernie Sanders is basically saying, I don't need that strategy. I'm going to just turn out the Democratic base, and I can just win off that. I don't want moderate, swing, independent voters, whatever you want to call. They're too fickle. And I would just say you have 6, not 1, 6 models of success. And it's not an accident. Just take 2018, the midterm election. Not a single person who flipped a red congressional district to blue has endorsed. And that's not just ideological, that's Darwinian, survival of the fittest. They do not want to go that way. And so to me, this is where I agree with you. Number 1 goal, get them out.
Right.
Number 2 goal, get them out. Number 3 goal,
get them out.
Right.
And I'm not, and I know we were in Vegas, but I'm not playing the roulette table on this one.
No.
Okay?
You shouldn't play roulette anyway.
Well, don't worry.
It's a house game.
All right.
I like roulette. I do. Well, you've been in Democratic politics for forever. I mean, you were Bill Clinton's senior advisor, President Obama's chief of staff, you were mayor of Chicago, a House member, it goes on and on and on. Throughout this entire election, you're one of the people that's been sounding the alarm that Bernie Sanders' socialism and the liberal lefts, and I think you said pie-in-the-sky policy proposals may not work. I know a lot of people in my life that are independent, centrist, the dirty people Bernie has no time for, who will not pull the trigger for him. They will not. They'll maybe look at any other candidate. With him, it's a hard line, and they will 100% go to Trump. I was talking to a friend of mine over the weekend. Why gamble in this way? Or is it just that the Democratic base has no control anymore? It's just about what, I'm sorry, it's what the base wants, not what the rest want.
Well, let me say this. There's a split here, a little, if I could, one is the base of the party has gotten more progressive. But that's not a winning strategy for the general election when you want to pick the lock. Remember, in the last 100 years, 4 presidents have lost re-election. Hoover, Depression. Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and George Bush, 41, all recessions. Now, something can happen in the next 9 months, but if you look at all the prognosis, not going to happen. So therefore, this has to thread the needle. Now, what's interesting is you have a number of people who say, I'll never vote for Trump.
Right.
On the other hand, they're saying, you give me Sanders, I'm not voting there either. And that, to me, we want those voters. We want them in the camp because number 1, number 2, number 3 go. Get them out. Okay? And that's, to me, which is why this is crazy to do that. Now, that said, and it's not just congressional. We have a real shot at the Senate.
Not with Bernie at the top.
Okay, well, what's at stake? The White House, the Senate, the House of Representatives, governor mansions, and the state houses. This is a nutty thing.
Arizona could be.
Well,
did you mention the Supreme Court there? I don't think you did.
I have mentioned it before, but I was doing it in code, like, the soldier in North Korea like this. But Arizona.
It could be a swing state.
Well, it is going to be a swing. I mean, I'm not going to tell you about Arizona.
Yes.
It's, but, it could be a swing state. And I would say the top 2 states right now are Arizona and Wisconsin.